You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
Welcome to SBA Today, sponsored by SBA Collective for the week of February 3rd. Good God, we're in February. I am Paul.
And I am Tonya. And guys, originally we had a couple of things to talk about today, but as we all know, a very large bombshell was dropped in the industry yesterday. So we're going to add that little guy in. Legal permanent residents, green card holders, right? No longer eligible at all for SBA lending.
Real
no
quick,
ownership,
Tonya,
no ownership, no anything. Do it.
I got to slide this in. The views expressed in this podcast are not those of Paul or Tonya's employer, because we're going to get real hot real quick. And this is not from our employer.
I even slept on this to come down a little bit. But anyway, okay. Not the original 100% that was prior. None. No eligibility, no ownership in a business as far as to get any kind of SBA lending whatsoever. It was stripped totally. Anyway, let's walk through the timeline, guys, and then we'll get into some opinions. Whew. But anyway, okay. March 2025 rule. Back then, SBA loans permitted for businesses with 100% beneficial ownership by U.S. citizens, U.S. nationals, or legal permanent residents, LPRs, defined ineligible persons to include foreign nationals, visa holders, refugees, asylum seekers, DACA recipients, undocumented individuals, and others without permanent legal status. Implemented under executive order protecting the American people against invasion, but explicitly recognized legal permanent residents as eligible, with detailed guidance on green cards, temporary I-551 stamps, and verification.
Then in December, they maintained the 100% ownership requirement, still recognizing LPRs as original owners. Introducing a 5% aggregate ownership exception, allowing limited ownership by otherwise ineligible persons if the principal residence is outside the United States. And expanded and clarified ineligible person definitions, including the additional immigration statuses and country-based restrictions.
Yeah.
Well, and
moving on to let's say 2 months later, right? Okay, February 2026 rule, which takes effect March 1st across the board, right? Requires 100% of all direct and indirect owners to be U.S. citizens or U.S. nationals only. Completely removes lawful permanent residents, green card holders from eligibility to own any percentage of an SBA borrower or applicant. Eliminates the 5% exception entirely, regardless of residency, structure, or lack of control. Continues to cite executive order protecting the American people against invasion as justification, despite legal permanent residents legally vetted, lawfully present, tax-paying residents who followed the rules. Now, I understand tightening rules. I do. I understand tightening rules around ineligible persons, fine. I do not understand, however, removing eligibility from lawful permanent residents. And how that aligns with protecting American people when those individuals followed every single legal step to be here. Okay, Paul, let's go.
So I would like to first start by apologizing to every person that is now ineligible for an SBA loan on behalf of every BDO that is out there.
Not BDO, freaking human, man.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
You know I'm going to take this to a deeper level. This isn't even about freaking lending. This isn't even about, it is. I get it. This is a lending show. But oh my God, I go to the next level of how the heck does that feel to do every freaking thing right and be told you're done?
And I think the biggest thing that I want everyone to understand is these individuals can fight in war for the United States and die for this country, but I'm sorry, you can't get an SBA loan.
You can pay taxes. You can hire employees. Oh yeah, employees that are legal and have more rights. But yeah, you can't.
And I just saw on there that someone posted there's a petition going around. Thank you. I think Nagel's probably starting that. I saw the word Nagel on there. But yes, make sure to look at that. This is I actually think this is going to be a short-lived thing. Because it is too
everybody's fired freaking
extreme. This is way too extreme.
Well, I don't understand the reasoning behind it, right? I try. Y'all know I am a positive person. I'm optimistic. I'm always looking for maybe. Well, I am. And I'm always, that's why it took me hard. But I'm always looking for what could potentially or possibly be the reason behind this one. I mean, I get some of the other things, guys, going on. I do not understand that. They've been vetted. So now we're saying our vetting wasn't good enough for it. I mean, what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to all of you.
I've been watching a lot of the posts from other BDOs and leaders in the SBA industry coming out on this, and it's very consistent. I don't think I've seen one that says good. Like, I mean, there's just everybody is just like, are you kidding me? And when you really look at, I think of some of the national lenders, I think of some of the locations that we are in, right? I look at, probably more blue states. Sorry, California, Washington, Oregon. There's a lot of LPRs that live here and running businesses and doing all of that. And for them to have their funding stopped is
well, and going
crazy.
to that, Paul, we talked about this right before it started, right? Let's talk about what you even saw on your own.
Oh, there's when you really look at a portfolio, 30% of my clients now don't qualify for SBA lending.
Yeah, and how many others? Exactly. Right. How many others out there?
Then
go ahead.
Here's another part that I thought about when this came out, and I was going to shoot an email to Nagel and inquire on this, but what happens if they want to do a servicing action on their loan? Because isn't the servicing action based on the rules at the time? So if they're all of a sudden eligible to now ineligible and they want to, I don't know, remove a piece of collateral or something like that, like, does that disqualify? I don't know. I'd love to hear an answer on that. And I sure hope that that's not the case, because now we got, oh man,
even bigger problems.
This is not going to last long. I think we're going to have it. Oh boy.
Well, I hate saying that this isn't going to last long, because we don't know what we don't know. It shouldn't even be there to begin with, in my humble opinion. My opinion only. But I think it's going to hurt a lot of people across the board, those that are in process currently, those that are in process thinking, government shutdown or whatever. Let's see what happens with that. We'll talk about that in a second. But if it doesn't, right, those are in process and they haven't gotten authorization numbers. They're not in old rules. There could be that. Like you said, modification servicing. What the heck's going to happen with that? And whatever's in your book that comes down the line later, how are they going to look at those? I don't know. I
also think of some of these foreign banks that are very that lend primarily to. Well, their SBA department just got like, I mean, there's so many different tentacles that I was just kind of thinking when this came out, and I'm like, wow, just wow.
So we have, let's see here, Joe Nolan. There's no rational economic reason to do this. I haven't seen anything that shows that lending to green card holders leads to an increased default rate or portfolio pressure. If this is purely political, attacking the small business economic engine of America is short-sighted at best. Yeah, I don't disagree.
And you know what? And I'm gonna be bold on this and say I almost bet you that the default rate is less than people that possibly look like me or you.
Oh my God, yes.
Because I think they are harder worker people than we are.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to say it.
It's true. Look at what they already had to go through to even freaking be here. And then what they had to go through here to be here legally. Now, here's the other side of this, Paul. What could this, if this stays in place for very long, right? What do you think is going to happen? People get around rules. People do other things, right, in order to do what they need to do. What do you think could possibly potentially come down the line from this outside of when somebody's stuck because you took something that was already there and they're stuck? What can potentially happen with that?
I don't know. I mean, you're right. I mean, I just think that this is not going to last. I think there's going to be an overturn and a correction. My crystal ball says 30 days.
Third.
I think this will be quick. Okay. We'll see. Hey, I was right on the shutdown, by the way, because I said it was going to be more than 45 days, and it was. So the first time. So far, I'm doing pretty good in my numbers. Mm-hmm. So I say 30 days because it's going to be a massive uproar. Let's see what happens.
Massive uproar. Okay, so we talked about this last week, right? You have to raise your voice sometimes, right? You have to raise your voice when it makes sense. Yep. You have to, as this petition goes around, that I see what was popped up there. Reach out to, your higher ups, reach out to NAGLE, reach out to any SBA people that you know that may or may not be able to do anything different or put fires under others or whatever. I mean, it is something that's going to hurt a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
I'm most challenged when things occur that hurt people. I'm most challenged with that. So anyway. Okay.
So to continue our discussion of dysfunction, we have the shutdown that is still in place. Yeah. We're apparently, I just looked at it before we jumped on the show. It looks like they're in the process of voting, or they're getting ready to vote. They can only lose one Republican vote. That's how tight it is. Wouldn't you love to be a mouse on that hill?
Nope.
You're like, no, not really.
Not even.
You're too positive. See, I like the negative part, so I'd be there to watch the show.
Crying or something.
This is why we do this show together. But they pass their stopgap. I mean, you guys all know the shutdown. I'm not. I mean, I feel like we're repeating this over and over again. Just do what we need to do. It's happening again. I'm hoping it gets opened up. It's going to be a shorty. It'll be done by the end of the day. I hope.
Maybe.
My crystal ball says it'll be done by the end of the day.
If the House passes it as is, it goes to the president and agencies can reopen. If the House changes it, it goes back to the Senate and the shutdown continues, and it's wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah. Déjà vu. Anyway, but the money's still earmarked. It's just it doesn't disappear. It just can't be used during
the
lapse.
And E-Tran is quiet in origination. But I'm not gonna. I don't think we should probably keep dwelling on this because it is what it is. But I definitely think our big story was the bomb that is. But yeah.
Well, okay. maybe we just skip that part altogether, Paul, because
Yeah.
really, I mean, everybody already knows. We've been here, we've done this. This is not something new. It's just a continuation
Exactly.
of
But
Washington.
yep.
But we can go to the next.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would, yeah, let's, I think, let's close it out.
No. I want to go.
more?
Okay. Yeah, I want to move on
Go for
to the part about permitting, right? That we were going to talk about as far as that. Yeah. We're going to go to a different topic because I do want to bring this up because I think it deserves its own spotlight. Permitting, when you see an administration step in and say permitting delays are unacceptable in disaster recovery, that should get the attention of every city and county. Now, here's why, and here's what I'm thinking, right? It's straight from the SBA, and it's related to the California wildfires. More than a year after the wildfires, fewer than 3,000 rebuild permits have been issued, and fewer than 10 homes have been rebuilt.
Well, I mean, these loans were approved, right? Capital is available, but permits stop the progress.
Yeah.
You know, and SBA did, you know, two big things. First, they extended disaster loans. You know, they extended the disbursement, you know, extraordinary delays for permits. So if a borrower has applied for a permit and waited 60 days or more, SBA allow them to move forward. One of the things, and I don't know if it was like 60 Minutes or what it was, but they were talking about, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about? They were talking about the permits and such. And this was my takeaway. So again, Paul's opinions. The way that these areas are set up, a wildfire will happen again. So they're trying to figure out, okay, how do we help and protect these areas? I think that's the reason for the permitting delays, is because of that. It was my takeaway on this. You know, is the house built with fire, you know, stuff or whatever the case is. I don't build houses. But you know, there is some truth to that, and I get that if that truly is the case for the delay. But regardless, people need to rebuild, people need to move on. So it's kind of a catch-22. Anyway.
Well, and the way I read it is they didn't really remove safety stops or anything like that. They didn't remove the safety. They removed the approval paralysis and the red tape, stalemate stops, all that fun stuff is what I was seeing it as. And where I want to kind of transition that to is the permitting delays in general, right? That show up not only in the disaster recovery areas, but SBA maybe now is recognizing that the hurt that it's causing when these permitting issues occur. Now, we're not at all taking away from the disaster areas, but it also translates into other areas because this is across the board something. If you look under the hood in the industry at all, permitting tends to be an enormously huge stop at times, right? And it hurts people. It hurts people. And anyway, it hurts disaster borrowers, 7A borrowers, 504 borrowers, business owners trying to rebuild, expand, move, or honestly just breathe at times. Again, we're not taking away from those in the disaster areas. They lost homes, businesses, family. Just trying to shine a light a little bit that issues in permitting in general can hurt others, not just disaster areas. I mean, that's extreme, but also in the other areas where businesses are trying to move and they're getting just stopped by bureaucratic red tape.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think they might take a look at that?
Eventually, but I think they have plenty on their plate at the moment. But I do agree that there should be something, because you're absolutely right. Yeah. Just like what you're saying, you know, it affects all of our SBA deals. There's not a BDO or SBA member out there that is that has not run into this issue at some sort. If you play in construction, tenant improvements, zoning, change of use, I mean, all of that type stuff. It's just it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
carries costs, rate risk, seller frustrations, borrower. I mean, failed deals. Let's just, let's put it out there because it's there. Anyway, all right. So I don't know.
There you go.
I think that's enough on that one. But I think the big point really is shut down slow SBA lending, right? We got that. Permitting delays stop SBA projects.
Yep.
Major eligibility rule changes affect not only deals, but people.
Yep.
People.
That's the case.
So anyway, and that's it. I don't know. Anybody else? Let's see in the comment section.
Put your comments down there, and yeah. Whew.
All right. Let's see. Daniel McDonald. Yep, he's got the petition out there. It looks like, so go check that out on our comment section and sign that if you agree. Anyway, okay, guys, that's it for today. We're here on Tuesday mornings live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Otherwise, any of the streaming platforms where you get your podcast. Visit our past episodes and or our sister show, the BDO show. We would love to chat with you, so reach out to Paul or I on our individual LinkedIn pages. Message us, connect with us, share with your friends if you think what we do is valuable information out there. Anyway, we appreciate you. We will see you next week. Peace out.
See you later.